What is going on, family and friends? It is your girl, Geneva Marie, living life out loud. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I'm going to be talking about week number 3 on my terzepatide GLP-1 journey. So this week was definitely a week, you guys. So we're going to talk through it. I'm going to talk about all the good, the bad, the ugly, and the great, as you guys know, and just kind of share my experience on week 3 on the third shot of 2.5 milligrams of Zepbound. As you all know from previous videos, I started my journey on Valentine's Day 2025 and am now into week 4. So I'm now into week 4, but I'm giving a recap of week number 3. And sharing, I hope you guys also are able to watch the next video after this, which is the video of me actually going to the doctor, seeing my doctor. Well, you'll probably see that video before this one. Of me going to the doctor and having an opportunity to talk to my doctor and just kind of share my experience so far and go over my blood work results, and talk about, do I titrate or do I stay where I'm at? So week number 3 of tirzepatide, Zepbound, which is also Manjaro, 2.5 milligrams, was a week. It wasn't a bad week, I'm not gonna lie, but it was definitely a week. So, I have my notepad here. I'm journaling. I'm keeping all of my notes of this process and the experience and just everything that I've been experiencing through this. But I took my shot on February 28th, which, I take my shots on Fridays, you guys. For me, it's just easier to take my shots on Fridays because that way I am able to, you know, take this and the first couple of days of side effects through the weekend. So if I need to cancel something on the weekend, I can do that. I work a job where I'm constantly out and having to do things and go and move, and so I don't just like sit in an office. I'm actually out in the field. And it is definitely not easy to have like extreme side effects from the shot or the injection during the work week. So I choose to take it on Fridays, which allows me to experience all of that on Saturdays and Sundays, though I do go to church on Sundays and I do, lead worship on Sundays. So I serve at my church, but I can still by Sunday, that's like day 2 after the shot. So it kind of normally tends to regulate by then, so far from what I've seen. As you guys can see, I have never been a Stanley girl, but in this process or during this process, I definitely try to make sure that I get a minimum of 80 ounces of water a day. And so I try to make sure that I drink 2 40-ounce Stanleys full of water. And of course, taking my electrolytes as well. So it just makes it easy for me to be able to make sure that I'm staying on top of my water. So, okay, so on the 28th, I took the shot. I took it in the right upper arm. And I had 0 side effects on day 1. I actually took it at 2:10 p.m. So I really didn't experience like before how, I experienced the immediate or the quick meetup with D, right? My friend, gastrointestinal issues, right? That are connected with this are constipation, diarrhea, nausea, and vomiting. And so normally D comes to visit me sometime, right, within the first day or first couple of days, but I didn't experience that on day 1. So day 1, it was actually, kind of stable. And of course, this is me taking it in the arm. And so it's giving me clearly a different response taking it in the arm versus the first 2 shots that I took in the abdomen or in the stomach. And so on the 1st of March, I was having heavy cramping on my period. And so I was dealing with that as well as like upset stomach. I was able to get in some of my food. So I was able to eat some carrots. I had some tuna and some crackers. I felt very, very tired, very, very lethargic. Took a nap. And some ibuprofen. And then when I woke up, I felt better, right? So I think that the majority of what I was feeling on the 1st was on that Saturday was from my period. Because once I took the ibuprofen, I was actually okay. I felt way better. And so we ended up going to an event that evening for a marriage, like group marriage couples meetup. And so I was able to eat out. I had a nice 4 plus maybe 5 ounces of chicken breast from Juan Pollo. So I'm from California and we have what's called Juan Pollo. I don't know if you know about that in the other states or other areas, wherever you're watching from, but it's amazing. It's kind of like El Pollo Loco, but it's local and it's like grilled and very, very good seasoned. So it was amazing. But I had that, and I had a little scoop of potato salad, a little bit of rice, and a little bit of beans, and then like a couple of tortilla chips. I ate the half, and then by the end of the night, which was somewhere around like 7:30, 8 o'clock, I ate the other half. Um, and then that evening, I took the my magnesium bio optimizer. I don't have it in here. So next video, you guys, I'm going to share it. This was definitely help from Countess of Shopping. She promotes bio optimizers. I am thankful because it definitely helps with like constipation. So if you feel like there's going to be some constipation or you can kind of tell maybe, you're struggling a little bit, take the bio optimizer in the evening, 2 to 3 pills. And the next morning you are definitely going to go. Magnesium is really good for helping with like constipation and gastrointestinal issues. And so I did take 2 of those. I did have a little bit of constipation in the morning, which is different, right? Because normally I'm hit with D. But this time I actually experienced some constipation. That's why I took the bio optimizer that evening, because I wanted to make sure that I didn't have any troubles on Sunday morning. So the second, which is day 2 for me, I woke up and it flowed without any issues. It was not D, but it was not hard. It was just right. It was like perfect, I guess. And so aside from being tired, no side effects at all on day 2. I felt like I was really good, but I was definitely getting a lot of, I didn't feel like I was getting any appetite suppression. So that Saturday, I ate good, right? Like I told you. Sunday, well, I definitely ate less than what I normally would have without it, but it wasn't like the prior 2 weeks of taking the shot in the stomach. And so on that day 2, I was able to eat and I had like a bunch of different things. So I had some protein powder in the morning with some mushroom breakthrough, which is also from Bio Optimizer. So I had that for breakfast. Lunch, I had 4 ounces of chicken breast plus some kale salad. Ate half of that and then the other half for dinner, which was the leftover. And then I also ended up having and my husband bought Raisin Canes. So you guys, there's this restaurant in California. I don't know, it's probably in other states also. I think it's in other states. It's called Raisin Canes. Best chicken in the world. I love Raisin Canes. When I tell you I could eat that every day, I would. And I used to eat a lot of the Raisin Canes. And so my husband bought some Raisin Canes and I didn't eat, like I didn't go in. So I did have one chicken tender and like 5 fries, but that was it. And I was able to say no and give him the rest of it, which is not like me at all. Okay, I enjoy eating Raisin Cane, so I didn't eat that. And then for dinner, I had the leftover salad plus a little bit of tuna, the leftover tuna that I had from the Saturday, from day 1, and then a couple of crackers, and that was it. So really, no appetite suppression. Well, let's talk about day 3, 4, 5, and 6. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So those days, which I guess would be considered 4, 5, 6, and 7. Um, these 4 days, when I say appetite suppression on maximum capacity, I was like, it was the best appetite suppression I think I've ever experienced during this journey so far. I mean, I was able to literally hold down. I was not eating a lot. Um, it was good. And then not all only that, um, I literally did not experience a lot of like side effects. I didn't have a lot of issues on these couple of days as well. So the side effects were on low. I did have a sushi bowl, which is, the like viral TikTok sushi bowl where you have some rice and some salmon and fakaki and your little soy sauce and a little like Asian mayonnaise. And so I did have that. I had a little bit of cabbage for dinner on Monday, that day one. And then I experienced the feelings of constipation all day on Thursday, and I'll tell you about that. Um, so Wednesday's meal, I had a banana, an apple, some carrots, two eggs, which I normally will have like two hard boiled eggs a day. It just for me is an easier way to try and make sure I'm getting my protein in. Chicken salad with about 4 ounces of chicken, some green grapes, and some orange slices, and that's all I had for that day. Thursday, I had a banana, carrots, some grapes, one egg. I had a hibachi salad. So I ended up doing 2 cups of chicken, scallops, hibachi vegetables. So I ended up going to hibachi with my friend for her birthday. Hibachi veggie, 1 cup, and then half a cup of fried rice. And it probably wasn't even a whole half a cup because I was really strategic on not eating that much. But after that meal on Thursday from going to hibachi is when I experienced the stomach, like the discomfort of like the constipation. So not going to the restroom and ending the evening with extreme like trap gas. So it was pretty painful. And what that was telling me is that my body does not respond well to those greasy, buttery types of foods that are cooked at like a hibachi grill, that I used to be able to deal with easily, right? My body is rejecting those things and telling me, like, don't eat that. It was not comfortable. It was not worth the pain and the discomfort that I had to eat that at all. So at least I know, that my body is starting to tell me when something's not right or I'm eating the wrong things, which is very encouraging for me because, right, this is a process. This is a lifestyle change. This is getting to know my body all over again. This is also getting to know and, reestablish my relationship with food. And so hibachi for me is a no, or at least I know I need to have some Gas X on hand if I do decide to. And of course, my magnesium breakthrough, which helps with that. And then when I got up on day 7, which is shot day, so 0, day 7, same thing. I weighed in and I came down 2.2 pounds. Let me see. I'll tell you right now how much I came down when I weighed in. Let me see. I will tell you right now where I came in at, but I did lose and I am continuing to lose. And you guys, I have like my whole little journal here. I love it. So 2.2 pounds down, which means that realistically I have a total of 33 pounds down since I started this journey in November, but I have a total of 11.4 pounds down since I started my GLP-1 and tirzepatide journey. So, yay! Definitely excited. It's not extreme weight loss, but it is a good number, and we still have week 4 to go to see where I ending at for week 4. So, that is week number 3, you guys. I definitely, for week 3, I can tell the difference of taking the shot in my arm versus in my stomach. I have energy. I'm not as lethargic as I normally am in the stomach, but I think I'm also seeing that the side effects are less, but the weight loss is less also. So for shot number 4, I am going to take it in the other arm. I'm going to see if that is still yet the case. I've been doing a little bit of research and seeing that most people say you get the most response and absorption in the stomach. So we're testing that theory, right? I'm going to do the whole rotation and see really what's the best area for me, what works best. Is it the stomach? Is it the arms? I don't know about the thighs yet. I haven't gotten to feeling like I want to try the thighs just yet, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, I think, we're on this journey. We're losing. It's coming down. So a total of 11.4 pounds so far, 2.2 pounds for this week. Definitely excited about week 4 and what will come from that. And then, yeah, so also just to recap around the conversation with my doctor, which I can't remember if I shared it in the video or not, but I did decide week week 5, we will titrate up. So I will be titrating up to 5 milligrams. And I'll probably sit there for a couple of months. I don't want to titrate too quickly, but I do want to make sure that I am taking advantage of maximum loss, maximum like appetite suppression. And so I am gonna go up to the 5 milligram, and then I'm gonna sit there for a bit. Though my doctor was like, "Well, you don't have to. Most people titrate quickly, especially because your insurance is covering it, so they want to get the maximum dose." I'm like, I don't. If my insurance is covering it, I'm gonna take my time. And if they do decide to not cover it for some reason, then we'll deal with that at that time. But I'm still not gonna move quickly. Slow and right, slow, low and slow is the name of the game. So, yeah, I will be back with you guys for week 4 for the update to let you guys know how it goes and how I feel and all of that great stuff. So, thank you so much for joining me, you guys. Again, I am your friend, your family, Geneva Marie, living life out loud and enjoying every moment of the journey and sharing with you guys the good, the bad, the ugly, and the great. Join me next week for week 4 update. And you guys have a blessed rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me.